Welcome to the presentation for the proposed 2022 budget for the Columbia Heights Public Works Department. The next 12 slides will review the operations for Public Works along with the capital, which include both capital improvements and capital equipment. Staffing for the 2022 Public Works Department. We are requesting one additional staff person in the form of a GIS full-time. This is currently a contracted service, and we are looking to transition this to a in-house full-time position. We're also continuing to fill an open position. This is for our Engineering Tech 4 with surveying specialty. That's been open for most of 2021. And then really I think a primary focus for us is training our PW maintenance staff. And the reason for that is that we are a fairly young staff. Out of 22 maintenance workers, we have 4 that will be just beginning employment at the end of 2021. And then we also have 10 of 22 that have been with the City of Columbia Heights for less than 6 years. And from our supervisory staff, we have 2 of our 3 supervisors, 2 of our superintendents that have less than 3 years in their current position. The budget target, as we go through the following budget slides, was a 3% increase from the prior year level. One thing to note is that while labor contracts have not been approved, a COLA was included as a placeholder in each one of the operating departments. Also for 2022, our overall budget is proposed at $12,755,000. We have 14 operating departments, and those are grouped or separated by how they are funded. So we have 6 departments that are funded through the general fund, 6 departments that are funded through enterprise funds, and then we also have our state aid operations department. The Public Works Department also includes capital improvements and capital equipment replacement. These are the 6 funds that are funded through the general fund, or those that are supported by ad valorem tax or the property tax here in Columbia Heights. The 6 are engineering, streets, street lighting, traffic signs, signals, parks, and urban forestry. It should be noted when we look at these, the percentage increases will vary year over year, but when looking at these 6 departments, due to their funding, they're all funded through the general fund, is how we look at these from a budgetary goal. Combining all 6 of these looks at a 3.5% increase year over year from the 2021 adopted budget. And primarily the reason for these are grouped into personnel, both accounting for COLA and then accounting for the proposed GIS position. Within that GIS position, it should be noted that that position is spread across multiple departments for those departments that would be using the services of that position. These are the 6 departments that are supported through enterprise funds. The 4 of those departments are Water Fund, Sewer Fund, Refuse Fund, and Stormwater Fund are paid for through the user rates for those throughout the city. The other thing to note on those funds is that they are split, or they have 2 elements to them. One is our operations for us maintaining either the collection system, the distribution system, or running the contracted service. And then the other one is contracted service. So the budget projections on these also include what has already been contracted. For example, our source of supply from the Minneapolis Water Works, what we pay for sewage disposal to the Metropolitan Council, and then what we have in contract with our waste hauler. The two remaining departments, our central garage and then also our building maintenance, are internal enterprise funds. And what that means is that the departments that use those services are the ones that pay or get charged for those services. Generally, if you look at our water, sewer, and storm sewer, the reason or the primary cost increase in the budget for those is due to personnel, which includes COLA, and each one of those departments would also be supporting the GIS position, and then also depreciation. So when new improvements are put into place, they are depreciated over time, and we've seen increases in depreciation for each one of those departments. The two remaining operational departments are our state aid department and then also our infrastructure department. State aid accounts for the maintenance and other contracted services for our state aid system, our street state aid system, and then infrastructure accounts for both staff time and then also the city's share for our street rehab program. Our capital equipment. The capital equipment is funded through a capital equipment replacement fund, which is an ongoing funding source that pays for the replacement of our vehicles and equipment in public works. Capital improvements can include, really focuses on infrastructure, but can include city-owned infrastructure such as streets, alleys, water main, sanitary sewer, storm sewer, and then also we include facilities, which can be any of our public parks and public buildings. Funding sources for this is really through multiple sources, which include property assessments, state aid, utility funds, either one of the two watersheds we have here in Columbia Heights, federal or state grants, DNR grants, and then other city sources. Public Works is proposing the replacement of 5 items within our equipment fleet. The first of these is our patch truck used in our streets department. The original purchase date of this was in 2001, so the vehicle in 22 will be 21 years old. And it's primarily used seasonally, really spring, summer, and fall, to provide the maintenance of our asphalt streets. The replacement cost is estimated to be $215,000. The next piece of equipment we are proposing for replacement in 2022 is our tractor backhoe. Originally purchased in the year 2000, it is a piece of equipment that is used by multiple departments in Public Works, but primarily used by the water, sewer, and storm sewer departments. The budgeted cost of $200,000 would be split between these 3 departments, with the primary user being the water department. Next is the replacement of a supervisor vehicle, and we are proposing to replace that with either a Ford Explorer hybrid or a fully electric vehicle in 2022. The estimated cost of this is $65,000. The final 2 pieces of equipment are both in our parks department. We are looking at replacing our zero-turn mower, currently a John Deere zero-turn mower, and then also looking at replacing our UTV or our John Deere Gator. The projected cost of these is $15,000 for the zero-turn and $52,000 for the Gator. Now on to capital improvements. For the year 2022, on our street rehab program, we will be in zone 6 and 7. The area of this is generally described as Central Avenue on the east side, 44th Avenue on the north, 37th Avenue on the south, and then really our municipal boundary on the west side. It should be noted that this will, completing zone 6 and 7, will complete the 3rd cycle of our street rehab program. Additionally, I would also note that it is projected that we'll take or suspend the program for a period of 4 years and then resume our street rehab program in 2026, which will allow us to do other larger capital items. Since 2005, we have done a water main clean in line program, and sometimes that gets into a water main replacement program. For 2022, we're focusing on 37th Avenue, and that would be between Central and University. And the reason for that is in 2023, that segment of roadway is planned for a full reconstruction. Due to existing utilities and its location, we are recommending that this segment of water main from Central over to Buchanan be structurally lined. So that would be an in-place type of rehabilitation. Additionally, we are recommending to our City Council to do the same type of rehabilitation for both Pierce Streets and then also Lincoln Street. And the reason for this is that they are dead end or cul-de-sac streets, so that the only access for this type of construction work would have to come off of 37th Avenue, which is going to be reconstructed in 2023. Work in 2022 will also include a major project on Central Avenue for sanitary sewer rehabilitation. This work will go from 37th Avenue on the south up to 45th Avenue on the north. It will include pipe upsizing from a capacity analysis that was completed in 2021. It will replace approximately 20 manholes that are currently of brick construction and of original construction dating back over 100 years, and will also line all the pipes in this segment. Funding for this work will be provided through the federal ARP program. And finally, facilities for 2022. The first of these is, of course, our City Hall, which is currently under construction through the public-private partnership with Alatus. We are working on final plans and will be doing the build-out of this for a targeted move-in date of late summer, early fall of 2022. The other is the completion of our Public Works or Municipal Service Center master plan. The report itself, the condition analysis, has been presented to the City Council, and in 2022 we will be completing the siting analysis for the Public Works building. That concludes our presentation of the 2022 Public Works budget.